This is your Dragon of Icespire Peak DM guide for the Shrine of Savras quest from the D&D Essentials Kit. Hi, Bob here, and welcome to Bob World Builder. For gameplay of this quest, check out my session in the full Dragon of Icespire Peak playlist, linked down in the description, and subscribe for new videos every Wednesday. Quick announcement, on May 4th, my birthday, there is a Star Wars themed D&D 5e supplement coming to the DM's Guild, for which I wrote a Jedi Paladin subclass. And mid-May, I will be launching the Patreon. No date yet, but you'll know as soon as I do. See, that was quick. Okay, Shrine of Savras is one of several quest locations your party can learn about through the Phandalin Tales table by talking to NPCs in town. They can also hear about it from the Mountain's Toe gold mine were-rats, who failed to find the shrine's lost treasure. Or they can end up there by following the dirt road south from Coneyberry on a whim. Maybe Falcon the Hunter heard there's more of those evil, ugly brutes down that way. Shrine of Savras claims to be balanced for all levels 1 through 6 using this wonky scaling table. Spoiler alert, it's not that great. But the rest of the quest is actually really awesome. So I'm going to give a few suggestions to make this quest even more fun, then we'll be focusing on scaling the difficulty. And you should be able to use some of these scaling tips for any encounter. Travel to the shrine is an easy 2-day stroll down the Tribord Trail. You could have the Manticore from Umbridge Hill fly by. You could introduce one of the potential sidekicks traveling to Phandalin, or simply a fallen tree blocking the road. No goblin ambush, I promise. In any case, you'll probably want your party to arrive at night. As written, the vast field around the shrine has, quote, no place to hide, so the orc in the guard tower is guaranteed to spot them in the daytime. And, as written, if the orc spots them, they rouse all other creatures to attack at once, which will not be fun. To make this guard a little less effective, of course, we can add some places to hide. Trees, bushes, really tall grass, and Mike Shea, aka Sly Flourish, recommends having boulders in the field, or having the orc be a little headstrong and decide to face the party alone rather than stirring all their companions. The temple itself is surrounded by a crumbling 15-foot wall with a 20-foot gatehouse and towers. This is some of the most variable terrain we've seen in Icespire Peak, so take advantage of it. Tell your players those broken walls can be used as ramps, and only small or medium creatures can fit through some sections. Maneuverability will be a great tool when fighting a giant ogre. I even added about a dozen 5-foot pits and mounds of soil to represent where Stanley Yelnats had been searching for Kissin' Kate Barlow's where the were-rats had been searching for the temple's hidden treasure. Shout out to Charlie Sumner for that idea, I love it. He shared it with me on Twitter, but always check the comments of these videos for more great suggestions. Between these holes and mounds, and the bones and broken weapons written to be littering the courtyard, it makes more sense for the orcs and ogres to be camped inside rather than outside the temple, and dividing them among the rooms could also ease the combat. In this temple, all doors are apparently intact and unlocked, but you could change that to enhance the element of exploration. And all rooms would be pretty dark, because the only light sources are the holes in the walls and the narrow windows in Area 10, and the open 40-foot high belfry. Speaking of the bell, this location has a cool history. Long ago, the priests of Savras received a vision from their god of divination of the impending barbarian attack on Coneyberry. So the town melted all their gold into this bell and painted it copper to hide it from the raiders. Unfortunately, Savras did not divulge the whole story, that they would all be tracked down and killed by the barbarians, so the golden bell hangs here to this day. To help your party actually find the gold bell, you could make a DC 18 perception check reveal a small glint of gold where the paint has worn on the hanging bell. Or add a simple riddle, written in the poorly hidden coffer in Area 10. May our riches be safe, ringing high in the heavens. Leave a comment below if you have a better one. And I say poorly hidden coffer because it's only a DC 10 check to notice the altar can be moved, which any character without negative wisdom will automatically succeed through their passive perception. But that's fine. You want them to touch this altar because it grants a vision of Cryovane sleeping on the roof of Icespire Hold. This makes for a fantastic scene. Just make it happen instantly instead of incapacitating the character for a whole minute as written, because that would pretty much get them killed if they touched the altar during combat. And the combat. We immediately know something is fishy about this table because it presents the same challenge to 2nd and 3rd as well as 4th and 5th level characters, when most classes have big power bumps going into 3rd and into 5th level. So for all of these adjustments, let's just assume you're working with a party of 4 player characters. As written, your level 1 party of 4 will be faced with 9 orcs and 1 ogre. But that 1 ogre is a CR2 creature, so alone it should be a fair fight for an entire level 2 party. But I would keep it. Just cut its HP in half and just cut the orcs way down to only 2 total. The main idea is to have a few minion type creatures and 1 boss. If this turns out to be too easy, you can always send out more minions from the temple. I threw in a 2nd ogre this way, but immediately regretted it, because even though the party was still unscathed, the battle was starting to drag, so I just had this 2nd ogre mourning for his fallen brother, and it turned this combat into an unforgettable social encounter. At level 2, I would only step it up to 3 orcs with this ogre, now at full HP. Keep in mind, just those 3 CR 1/2 orcs could be a hard fight at level 2, according to Kobold Fight Club. For a level 3 party, 4 orcs, 1 ogre. You see where I'm going with this? Add minions, not bosses. But let's give this ogre a multi-attack action here. Instead of just 1 Great Club strike, let him make a Great Club and a punch for 1d4 plus 4 bludgeoning damage. At level 4, 5 orcs, now outnumbering your 4 PCs in this example, and this ogre with a much beefier punch, 1d8 plus 4 bludgeoning. At level 5, 6 orcs, and the ogre can now use the punch multi-attack or make 2 Great Club strikes. And he's scavenged some bits of armor from the field, boosting his AC from 11 to 13. And at level 6, 8 orcs, and no ogre. Now, it's a hill giant. Good luck. Now your party will be running up the walls, hiding in those holes, and taking out orcs left and right while chipping away at the one big boss, hopefully before he can crush one of them. Or, if your party is like mine and forged an alliance with the half-orcs, just replace the orcs here with the were-rats, who have returned to find that lost treasure. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It really helps the channel. Check out my gameplay to hear my over-the-top New Jersey were-rat accent, and keep an eye out for Patreon announcements. Thank you so much for your support, and keep building.